Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about live test case writing from Cucumber. Now I have given this automatable test case sheet to you guys. You have to work based on this. Okay, now here I will show you these two test cases, but these three will be your assignment. And these yellow colors means these are very crucial expected result. Now if we want to mark it as view mode, freeze it, you can go to view, freeze, one row. Okay, so now if you see, these two are very crucial. Whatever expected result is there, you have to assert them, right? You have to do the assertion. Now I will show you with these two. Now first thing first, what you need to do at the very beginning, we have to create a feature folder. Now for every test cases we don't create feature folder. It can be a set of test case, it can be module based. For example, Amazon has lots of module. You can create, you have written all the test cases for login and home page. That means before you log in, there in the home page there can be hundreds of test cases. For example, there these all the fields validation, these one you can write lots of test cases just before login. So you can write login and home page related test cases. Right after login, then you can create another folder saying like uh, uh, as a registered user or registered user test cases. It can be different folders, right? So now I'm creating a folder. I'm not writing anything specific. uh, just writing, for example, this one, home page, or just write set. Yeah, I can write home page and login, but let's not do this. We are going to use mix things, but in your case you can create multiple folder. Make sure you give the numbering. First one was practice and now this one is number 2, TCS set 1. Now another important point, you had feature file number 1 here in the practice folder. Now should you create the feature file as number 2? No. For every folder there should be number 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will execute in that sequence. When you will run the test case, it will check with this one first, it will run this one first. If it finds the tag there, if not, then it will go to the next one. So now I will create it. I will create the feature file. Let's create it now. Then file. It has to be. I'm creating this one underscore login dot feature. Okay, for now. Okay, so it has been created. This time we are removing everything. So how will we start? I know this feature file will contain login and homepage related test cases. So first tag I can use login and second tag I can use homepage, or vice versa. You can use whatever you want. We can use multiple tag for a feature file, which makes sense. Okay, now there cannot be any space like this. So you have to, there should be no space. And feature, F-E-A-T-U-R-E, feature, and a colon, then a space, it will turn green. If it doesn't turn green, that means you are wrong. So now here what we are going to do, we're going to write a short note here, testing home page items and login related or related login related test cases, correct? So now we are done here. Now you can use some space. Then next thing is the tag scenario actually. So see, you write it, control space, you see multiple things are there, just select scenario, and then in the scenario you can write the test case name. So we are going to open the test case, go there, find the test case name. For the first test case, it is like verify user landed on home page and it is available, right? So I'm creating a space, wrote it. Now it turned into a string, green color. That means this is something different. We're gonna learn it later, but let's remove this apostrophes first. Otherwise it will mean something else. Okay. Okay. Now What is the steps? What are the steps given there? In the test case, you are seeing, uh, you are already seeing that we have, so the steps starts from validate user landed on home page. But before that, we need to perform the preconditions. Open Chrome browser, go to app URL. Then once we go to the app URL, then we have to validate from here. Correct? So now, or here you can write, there will be another step. Wait for the page, or wait for the home page to load completely. Okay, we can use that, but you won't get, most of the time you won't get these kinds of waiting types of steps. So go to app URL means you are going there and waiting there. Now if you would have done the assignment, you already know that open Chrome browser is already opening where? In our uh, before class, right? In runner class, in runner, in air runner, we are running this one before class. Here in the browser setup, it is already opening the browser, right? It is already opening the browser, it is already launching the URL. Now here we are going to add wait for page and ajax to load. That means after launching the URL, it will wait until the URL is completely loaded. And this method is coming up from that common method class. You already, if you already did the assignment, then you already know it. Now, for the people who haven't done the assignments, please don't see this video. Don't do this class. Without the assignment, you won't understand anything. Instead of that, cut the class, hang up the class right now, go back to the previous videos, do the assignments, then come back to this class recording and see that. You will understand everything. Otherwise, you will understand nothing here. Forget about Java, forget about all things, just do the assignment of the cucumber one. Just do those, then come back here. Okay, so now we already have it here, URLs and everything here covered here. So that means these two steps are perfectly covered here. Even the waiting for the page is also covered here in the before class hook. So we don't need to worry about this one, right? Now from here, what you need to do, you have to, what steps we have left here in our Excel. So the steps are these two. First of all, this one. So I'm going to copy that, validate user landed on home page, right? Like this. Now the steps in cucumber starts with given. It's kind of precondition, like it has to be like that, that validate user landed on home page. Then what is the second test step? The second test step is verify page, this one, right? Then here we have to write then, THEN. User landed on home page, then verify page user ID is verified. User ID is visible. Actually, it should be verify user ID is visible. Again, I am removing this green part. I will make you understand it. The next slide, I'm gonna correct it in the test case level 2 for you guys so that it becomes easier for you guys. So let me open that and let me verify page. This is wrong. And verify user ID. Let's keep it like that for now. And page here, yeah, okay. So same thing for all of them. Now once you create the feature file, so write down the steps, or in a notepad or in the helper class you can write the instructions here. For example, new file, it's a txt file, while we write note, right? So you can create it like a step by step.txt. Okay, you can create it and you can put it here and you can write your note. First of all, we created feature file folder, this number 1, right? Okay, I wrote it down. We created the feature first of all feature file folder, then created the feature file. Okay, create feature file, then find out what steps are already in at the rate before class hooks in the runner class at the test scenario, right? So test scenario should be there too. That means it is a test scenario and the scenario name is the test case name. Now, what would be the tag of this scenario? We know that the test case ID is the tag. We can use it, right? Copy that test case ID. We can use like at the rate this one. We can use the at the rate test case name to whatever you want. Now, once you please control S, you're gonna see that this is orange. Actually, both of these will be orange. Again, both of these will be orange. Here it is showing an error because I created it earlier. That's why. Now, what is the next step or what you need to do? Right? Okay. I think I don't need to put the numbers. Good thing is it automatically creates the numbers. Okay. Right click on it, run as cucumber feature. And when you run it, it will be fail. Go down to the bottom, you're gonna see both of the steps which are not created in your step definition will be here. Copy them and then two things. In expand this SRC test, create this package el.pages. I already created it and el.step definitions will be there too. Now expand it, I will start with el.step definition. That package was there, if not create it. Okay. Make sure the spelling is correct. You can check clearly. Both of these packages has to be created. Here we're going to keep page object model, and here we are going to keep the step definitions. So this is for this login.feature. So I'm going to create a step definition for login. So it's a class and I'm giving the name as login step D for definition. Okay. Oh, sorry. One thing, it has to be class name, right? Class name always capital letter. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. So capital letter step definitions. Now, once it is created, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna paste. Sorry. I'm gonna paste the copied method. Okay. Even before pasting the copy method, we have to do something which is common. One is extends common methods. That is the first thing we always do, right? And second thing is logger. Windows V, clear all. Then this, okay, public, okay, public static logger, this one. And in the import section, we paste two imports, right? These two, okay? So which is good. Now the class name, definitely you must have to change it to common methods according to the class name. Now let's copy paste this unimplemented methods, paste it, right? So you're good now. Now you see this given. Okay, now let me open the feature file somewhere in the middle. Okay, here text file I'm gonna put here. Okay, feature file. Okay, like this. I hope you can see. So now we see that given and then now hover over on it, import, and again for the then you have to import. Now like that you can import 100 of given then whatever you want, but instead of that, both of them, everything is coming from this library, right? So instead of given, only given, we can import everything, given, when, then, and whatever it is there, right? So is for that we can give a star, means all. In the SQL we learned it. Save it. Same thing you can do for actually this one too. Instead of importing both of them, you can just put, like, if you remove this, if you remove this, and then you see error is there, right? But if you put a star, that means all, that means everything will be coming from logger and you don't have to, import things separately. If you are importing things from the same library, multiple things, instead of importing them separately, you can use all. It will import and it will reduce the workload. So what I can do, I can copy it, Ctrl C, press Windows V. I can pin that and I can remove the old import one, right? Separately. So delete that one. Okay, now from now on I can use this one line. Okay. Now I'm gonna remove these extra lines from this method. I don't need them. Now validate user landed on home page. How we are going to validate that? So if you go to the expected result, so expected result is the most important thing for assertion. Here expected result is title of home page is this one, right? So here I just move this one here. So here if you see, I just wrote the steps so that I don't forget. So okay, 5 I don't need to write. So create a step definition, add logger that we did, copy, paste unimplemented methods, right? So that's what we did. Now in the expected result, it was like verifying title. So first thing, always remember, use log. From now on, no more system out println. So logger, this one, we are going to call this one logger dot info, open and close, remove the unnecessary stuff. Okay. So put the string here and write verify title and get the verify title for now on. Now how are you going to verify that? We can do the code here, driver.get title, and then compare with the expected title and do things, right? But we will never do that. All the action methods and these kinds of verification methods should be happened in the page object model for that particular page. Now we have pages here. Now go to new class. Now what will be the name of the page object model? So here, whatever you are going to test from this page, Selenium, it can be any test cases, 100 test cases can take place here, but page object model will be only one for the whole page. This whole page, whatever element is located, whatever test case is can be created from here, everything will be under same page object model. So I'm the name of the page is home page, right? So I'm giving it home page object model, finish. Then that is created. So now I'm gonna open that one. So now again same thing, extends common methods always, and then same logger Windows V, remove whatever is there, logger and import from that new start. Okay, we are done. And oh, okay, no, we have to give the class name as this one. Okay, what did we give the class name of oh sorry, we did a mistake here. The class name here should be this one, right? Not common methods. Make sure you don't do this mistake. Okay, created some space here and here. Okay, now I am bringing common method in this screen so that you can see what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to do it side by side. Not actually common method, by mistake. I have to move the step definition here. So we are going to call, or okay, step definition can be here, and page object model I'm taking there. So whatever we are going to do, we are going to verify the title, we have to create the method here. So we know before coming to this position, lots of things will happen. Before hook will run, before step will run, before test, before all will run, before will run, right? Lots of methods will run. Now, once it comes here, it will print the title. So whenever you create anything, any page object model or any class, create the object here, like this one, home page, then home page, then I'm giving a variable name as homepage pom is equal to new. Okay, Now if I put like this, what happens? The object is created. You can import it definitely, and now the object is created like this one. Oh, okay. Always make sure you make it as public, okay, and you use static as well for better captures. The reason of making it static is because with this variable we are going to get into the only home page class, nothing, no other class. Okay. Okay. Now the value of this variable is null. If I run this now, it will throw error because I didn't create any constructor. But for this one, what will happen? We haven't created any constructor here too, but it will work. Why? Because it is not null. We are giving a value of it, but we are not giving a value of this one. Where and how? You already did the assignment. If you already have done the assignment, go to your hooks class, go to your before class, and here you can see that common methods, I mean, definitely before running this home page, this will run. It runs before everything, right? So we are giving a value common methods dot soft assert, which is common methods dot soft assert means this variable equal to soft assert. Here we are creating the value of soft assert, we are putting this one. And then common methods dot soft assert is equal to soft assert means we are passing this whole constructor there. Now, why the constructor is like this? We know that software doesn't have default constructor. If you go to the class, you can see that we modified the constructor here. We have this driver, screenshot util. We must have to pass this when you call this. So we did it in hooks class. So we already put the answer. So thing is like answer is like in short, the way it is not in the same way. So that means it is not null, but it is null. So for this, we didn't change any constructor, so you can put new home page directly like this. Okay, so whatever page object model you create, always make sure to put uh, the always make sure to put the static status, keep them in the common methods class, and make sure you create object for them. This one we already created object, but in hooks class before execution. Okay, now we can call any method with this variable. Okay, now what method we need? So we are not going to do the coding here, we are going to do the coding here. So we are going to create public void verify underscore. Be very attentive here, okay? Home page underscore title. We are verifying the title. To verify the title, what we need to do? First logger.info. You can get the title from here. Getting the actual title, okay? It's gonna print something. Logger.info. Okay. Okay, so that should be smaller. Okay, logger.info. I can copy it because it is always needed. Print somewhere. Or yeah, better you pin it. Okay, you pin it like this. You don't, I mean, pin it like this because you will be needing it every second. So more than anything, so better pin it. So okay, getting the title. So now string actual title. We are how to get the actual title. So remember, before running this step, from before hooks and before class hooks, you already launched the URL, you already went to the home page. Then when you are reading it, coming back to this place, you are in home page, and when you are in home page, you are getting the title. So we know how to get the title. Driver.get title. Okay, now you can print the title, or you can write. Okay, I already pinned it, right? You can write got the title. When it will print in console, you will understand that okay, it has got the title, right? So okay, now then what is the next step? So what is expected title? Now a string expected title, sorry, expected title equal to, we know from the test case, the expected title is this one, Guru 99 home page. Okay, click on enter button. So that is the expected title. Now we need to somehow, in this class we have to call this verify, right? So I'm writing home page, variable home page pom. Okay, again, look closely, home page, look closely, there are can be multiple things. You have to call the one from common method, the object, right? We extended common method, everything from common method already arrived here. So home page, this one dot, now we can call this method verify home page title, right? So verify, again, see, there can be multiple methods, but make sure you are calling from the proper class. We are in homepage pom. Okay, call this. So verify homepage title. Okay, now it is void. Now how are we going to verify here, or how it going to give us the proper result? Now the assertion should be present. So how will we do the assertions? Can we do the assertions here to make it clean or better? Thing is no. In page object model, we only create action methods which will perform certain action for you and give a feedback as a return. Now the return type is void. That means it is not able to give you any feedback, but we need feedback. So action only, but not assertion. Assertion means expected result. I mean, giving you the actual difference between actual and expected result. Okay. So we know that we have to do the assertion. It should give me something, some return, some value. How is it gonna verify? When you write verify, that means you have to compare. It has to be maybe return you a boolean value like true or false. All the verification, matching can give you two status. One is it true, one or it is false. That means boolean. So instead of void, we need to return a boolean for any verify method. It will show you error because you are still not returning anything. Okay, so now let's see, expected result is this one, actual result is this one. Now you have to do the comparison, right? If actual result, actual title, I mean actual title dot equals, there can be multiple method, right? There is multiple method, equals, ignore case. Which one we should select? Ignore case? No, the title should be exactly like it is in the Excel sheet. So we have to select this one. So equals expected title. It automatically came up, so we are good. If okay, different for, okay, by mistake I put it capital. It has to be I. Okay, one thing that you always need to remember, I forgot to say, whenever you create a what do you call action method like this, always put it in a try catch block. So try block, okay, control space try catch, right? So all these lines has to be inside try block, and in the catch block you can add this one. Actually, instead of logout.info you can use logout.error. So clear all, let me show you this one. I also pinned it, and this log color will be definitely you can import from EL utilities. Okay, so yeah, so now again it will show error, it's totally fine. So now if actual title and expected title is same, then return what? True. That means test case passed. Actual title and expected title is same. Else block return fail, right? But what happens, oh, okay, sorry, not fail, return false. Okay. But what happens if something fails here and you see still error? What happens if something fails in the try block? It will definitely jump into the catch block. And if it fails like that, it can be failing for several reasons, like the title cannot get, page cannot be loaded, this there can be error. Whatever happens, if anything goes wrong, then return false, right? So in the try block, you have to return a boolean value. If in the catch block, you have to return a boolean value, because if anything fails before it comes to this return block, it has to come here and print the, I mean, send the boolean value. Now take an example like they are same. That means it is going to return the true. Where? Here. Wherever you are calling this method. So this will be a boolean value, right? So we are going to catch it or store it in a boolean class or variable. So it should be uh, it can be anything. You can write like verify or title matched or title match true, title match false. Okay, title match true and title match false. Now you are going to get the value here like true or false. Then you can use logger.info. Oh, we already have it. Then we are going to do the assertion. If it is true, then it is passed. If it is false, it is not passed, right? Easy peasy. So logger info performing assertion. Okay, performing assertion. Now here, how to do the assertion? We have to call that soft assert, this one, soft, soft assert, right? Because we created the whole class by our own. So calling soft assert dot, again soft assert true, soft assert false, these are our message. Now you can see here, if you zoom in, first one will be condition, that means true or false, then the pass message, then the fail message. So if it passes, it will print the pass message. If it fails, it's gonna print the fail message. So I'm giving it. Now yeah, the value will be the boolean value will be this one, right? It will be either true or false. So copy it. This is, paste it here. This is the same thing. Now the pass message should be what? Title matched successfully, and fail message, title didn't match, right? So that's how you can complete the testing. Okay, now when this is done, I called it, I do the assertion. Now main thing is like, we don't create everything then we run it. It is not the proper way. Now learn another professionalism. So when you write anything, debug immediately to understand the flow. So click on, double click here in 4, go to this one. I am now in debug perspective. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So your screen will be something like this, right? So what you need to do, first of all, go to the search button, or before you go to the search button, click on that small bug here, right? Click on this bug. It's called debug perspective. Go here and then click on the, double click on this blue line before every number. So I want to put a breakpoint here, that because I wrote this line very first, I want to see a step by step if everything is working very perfectly properly or not. So double click on here, you will see a breakpoint here, and now click on, go to search button, search for breakpoints, break points. Okay, and it will be anywhere, maybe it will be in your this place, right? So hold it, click on it, keep holding and place it in the left right side. I found out that this is the best place for this one. I mean, it will tell you where is your you know, where is your breakpoint is given. So this one I can see that line number 14. Okay, now go to your EL runner. Okay, let me open the feature file. So copy the tag, this is the tag, copy this, and then go to the runner class and paste the tag. Okay, this is the tag, right? Now I'm running this runner class. as debug. So debug as JUnit test. You can do it. Now you will see everything will open from before class, and I mean whatever supposed to open, everything will open. Browser is opening, URL is loading. Now it is waiting for that, and phew, should, yeah, cool. So now it has stopped here. Now here is the fact. Dot means you are calling a method, and info, did you create that? No. So before you can, now you can go, you can have three things here: a step into, a step over, or a step return. So yeah, you can go inside there and check what's going on, but it is not necessary because this method is not created by you. But still, for example, you go to a step into. So we debug to find out the issues or failures. So now we can see that this info, its logo is different. So you see, this is a number and this is a logo that is created by us. So there is a difference. This is a built-in class. There can be no mistake in built-in class. No mistake can happen here. So then I will, instead of going a step over or a step into, I will go back to my main class, and for that you have to press F7 or you have to click on this step return. Okay, so step return. I'm here. This has been executed. Now whenever you see any log has been executed, match the console. So for everything, match the console. If you see something is failing, you have to find out from console that okay, when it was in this step it is failing, that means the problem is in this line. So now here we again see that we are calling this method. This method is this one, right? So let's see how it goes there. Now again step into, because there is a dot, I'm clicking a step into F5. Yes, cool. So it came here. In the console, no failures. That means we are good. Go to a step next. Now this log has been printed, right? From line number 16, we can clearly see this log has been printed. And here we are getting the title. Let's see. Now the page is open here. Okay. Let's see if it can get the title. A step over. So there is also a dot, but I know that it is a built-in method. That's why I'm not clicking on a step into. So step over. Then it got the title. Let's see. If it failed, then it would give you red color of error messages and everything here. Now, or it would jump to catch block here if it would fail, but it didn't fail here. So okay, now again a step over, not giving a step into because I already know info is a built-in method. So now, okay, got the title. It already printed. Now again a step over. So now it is going to match them. If they are same, if the title is like this, then it will pass, else it will fail. I mean, it will return true or else it will return false. So now a step over. Yes, it went inside. That means title got matched here. Then again a step over, and it didn't go to any of this place because it returned true here and it came here. Now if you hover over here, you see there is no value, right? But if you click a step over, completely executed this step, then if you hover over here, you can see that it is true. So once you execute the whole step, then only you get the final result of that step. Now here again you are printing log. Print it, look at the console, it printed perfectly fine. And now the soft assert. So if it is true, it will print this one, pass message. If it is not true, it will print the fail message. Next, it is passed. That means our first step has been executed properly, perfectly, and we are good at it. That means the step is giving us perfect result. Okay, now let me write down the steps here. So explain the steps here. So a step definition. So after testing creating scenario, we created a step definition, added logger, copy pasted unimplemented method. Then here it has to be create. So create page object model, we created that. Contains only action methods and variables, and sometimes returns boolean. Not always, sometimes, because action method can be click on that button, click on that field. It can be so many things, right? So it will not return anything always. It can be void types too. But when you say verify, it will return, it has to verify and it will return a true or false, something like that. Then what did we do? We created, after adding more loggers and action methods, we do assertions, actually soft assertions, right? Soft assertions at the end of the step definition method, right? This one. Okay. Okay. Now, finally, what we do? We do debug. Actually, we don't do it finally, but now we are confident that we did a very small amount of code. That's why debugged after that. But if you see that there are lots of big codes, debug immediately. Then we do debug and confirm that everything is working fine. And when we are debugging, we avoid built-in code, correct? Built-in code blocks. Or we press a step return. We don't go into it actually. When we see that it is not created by us. Why don't we do that? Because there is no chance to mistake. And the main purpose of debug is checking if anything created by us is failing or not. Okay. Now, final thing. Check assertion failure is working or not. Now you have to check if the title doesn't match by any chance. Is it going to fail or not? It has to fail, right? That's what we are testing. It has to tell that the title didn't get matched, so your test is failed. It has to come into the report. Let's check it. How we can do that? Let's make it this expected title. We are just making it temporarily. We are making it different so that it doesn't match here, and it should false and it should fail the test. We should see that in the report. Let's see the current report, the one that we executed. Actually it should not. Okay, there are lots of reports. We can check, but at first let's see if it is failing or not. Okay, report will be executed once both the steps will be executed. We just configured only one steps, but let's do the failure test. Okay, so this one, again we can come back from here, but we already know this is working perfectly fine, this is fine, this is fine. This line, it should fail, or it should print something that it is failed. It should not print the success message now. So let's run it as a debug mode again. Okay, I removed the debug point from here. Double click it, it will go. And if you don't want to remove from here, you can remove from here. Like select the one, delete it. Okay, from the left side. Okay, now it is here only. We don't want to slow down our process. Just run it. Let's see. It is coming. Browser is setting up. Okay, it already opened the browser and did everything. Came here. Let's go to next step. It should fail here. Cool. Now you see it failed. In the red color it said title didn't match. That means this one it printed. Now the bracket is closed. Now if you give a step over, it will go to this page. Now if you see anything is this in this page, you should press a step run. Then it will go to your next blocker point, or it will execute everything. So this one has been passed. The next one, okay, you can see here this one has been passed. The status will be given here. Okay, user ID is visible, that one is passed. But for this one there is no status because we haven't done any assertion or anything like that for that one. Okay, and here it is given that the assertion has been failed, blah blah blah. Now let's create for the next one. So we will remove the debug pointer, breakpoint. Now we are going to do the same thing for this one. This is verify user ID is visible. Now here is the point. When we talk about visible or presence, you are not actually interacting with it. You are checking whether it is visible or present, right? At that point of time, we can, or we have to store the variable in a different way with a, so you can store variable in two different way here in Cucumber. So let's do it now. So first of all, the expected result, right? The expected result is for this one user ID, this one must be visible in the UI, which is this one must be visible in the UI. So how to find it out? Always remember to write down the XPath. If you cannot write XPath, you are not automation engineer. You will be rejected from the interview. Don't copy paste. There are 100 tutorials which will show you how to copy paste. Don't go for that. Write it. Oh, my bad. Okay. So now press Ctrl F. So here it will be, we can at first click on this, identify that thing, let me make it bigger. Okay. So again, okay, this is the one, right? So it's a TD and there is a text. Copy the text. If you see any text, copy that immediately and remember the tag /TD, and then here contains, it's a text. Text or anything black doesn't start with @ it has to be a method. Text comma, it has to be exactly user ID. So we got 1 of 1 here, 1 of 1. That means we are good. Now copy the XPath. Ctrl X. Now let's again go back to the code. So here we can store it by 2 different ways, and that has to be inside the class. So first of all, first way is @find by. Okay. Now @find by, you can write @find by. Okay, control space, import it from Selenium. Now we can put the XPath here. XPath equal to, you can just put your things and okay, let me see what's going on here. Yeah, it should be good. Just save it. Hopefully, no, find by from where we have imported. It is good. Okay, then it is coming because we didn't complete it. We have to write public web element, control space, web element, then user ID. It is not the field, it is just the text. So user ID text. Now what it does, it, if you say find by, it works exactly like driver.find element. And when we will create a method like go and check the presence, if you find it, do it. If you don't find it, don't do another task. It will not do that another task. It will go and try to find it, and it will wait for 40 seconds. If it doesn't find, it will immediately fail the test. So when you are checking presence, when you need to do an alternate action, like if you don't find this, do that. If situation comes like that, you have to store it in another types of variable, which is called by locator. Okay, so by, it starts with by. So driver.find element, after that what you write, by.xpath, it is that by. Okay, we're gonna write rest of that part, user ID underscore text, same thing, this one. And we are, for identifying this one differently, we will use by or by. Okay, is equal to by.xpath, whatever we write inside driver.find element, and then push the xpath here. We are good, right? Now I'm going to show you the difference. Now we are creating some spaces. Okay, now create the next method. This method, double click here, this method ends here. Right above, right beneath that method, we have to create the next method, and we are going to call it for verification as well. So the method name should be public. Again, we are going to return boolean now, verify method. So for every verify, we need a boolean value. Verify user ID underscore is visible or not. Okay, so for that, what we are gonna do is like Try catch, definitely try catch. In the catch, we need to paste the error, Windows V, and that log error, clear all, um, log error. We are good. And then return false. Catch block will always be like that. Or you can copy the whole thing, because everywhere you are going to use try in the action methods. Now, what is going to happen here? So now what are you going to do? Here is the main code you are going to do. So boolean presence of the element, presence, presence, I'm just giving a variable, is element present. We have, okay, if you say is element displayed, right, then you can use that web element, because if you look, control space again, okay, let me remove it, control space, oh sure, it's coming up. If you press, okay, it is coming up, but if you hover over it here, you can see that it is saying web element. Now if you see, if you, it is also coming from common method, so it definitely is going to return a boolean value. You are passing that thing, it is going to the common method, it is doing all of this, and it is checking if the element is displayed or not, this method actually. So that means when it is, we are passing web element, immediately it will start looking for that element. But now if it doesn't find it, it will not go next, it will immediately run to catch block and do other stuff. But here we want to say if presence means, that means it is a boolean value, right? It will be either true or false. If presence, or if true, you are writing here if true, then you can use dot equals, but it is not required here, because it is itself is a boolean value, and inside if we always put boolean values, it itself is a boolean value, so we are not putting anything. So if true, then return true, else return false. Now I'm going to give you a live example of these two. Now here I have given this one, but here with this I will use not this one, I will use by one. So is element present, you see here, if you look, there is one here, we are inserting web element, that means at the rate find by, another one we are placing by. It is, both of them are coming from common methods. Don't think these are kind of Java Selenium's method. This is created by me, by us, in a different way. So when you are passing by locator, we are handling the try catch block in a different place. But at least you can use this thing if we use by. I mean, this if else will be used. Now let me give you a live example. So select element, if element is element present. Now it is automatically taken by, because we stored it in a by locator. This one, right? So now both of the variable is same. Now I will comment it out now. Intentionally I will mistake the X path, user ID in the find element, right? User ID S. Okay. Now see what happens. Now I know I am troubleshooting here, right? I am going to put breakpoint here. The breakpoint is visible. The breakpoint is visible here now. Okay. Now let's run it in the debug mode. Oh, before we run that, we had to fix the old problem, right? So here we intentionally failed it. We have to save it. Okay. So, and we didn't call this method yet, right? So we have to call this method to the, this verify user ID is visible here. Without calling this, we cannot run it. So home page dot that method verify the title, no, not the title, user ID is visible. I can just copy paste it. I have copied it, just pasted it. Oh no, not that one. User ID is visible. paste. Cool. Then it's gonna return a value. We will do that, but let's see at first whatever we are debugging how it works. The difference between buy and find by. Now running it in debug mode again. Now see, it has stopped here, right? Now we are going to tell him to look for it, and it will wait for 40 seconds or how, no matter how much time we have given as implicit wait, it will wait for that time. So clicking on a step over, right? So if it doesn't find, it should come here and return the false, right? Because it will not find it. But I know, I mean, our user ID text, this one, the XPath is in wrong by intentional mean, right? So let's do it. Next. Now see, it is not coming to this block. It is waiting. It is finding the element. It is trying to look for the element wrong XPath in this page. Now see what happens. Where it comes. If it doesn't find, if it is false, then it should come here, right? But this doesn't return true or false. This method never returns true or false. Now wait and see what happens. Well, it worked, right? Okay, this is displayed method is coming from our common method. Now let me show another is displayed method. Okay, so that is also returning boolean. Okay, so when it is returning boolean, it should work. But there is another one like now the built-in method is, now I'm gonna pause this one and run this one. So I'm gonna comment out this one. Okay, this is also boolean, right? Let me check this. Okay, so this one worked, but let's try this one now. I'm running the code in debug mode again. So you can run from here, runner. Okay, this one worked. This one here, this is displayed we use from common methods. I forgot by myself as well that I fixed it. But let's use the default is displayed. Lots of us will do this mistake. We'll use default is displayed, and this is displayed is coming from web element dot is displayed from Selenium library, not from common methods. Now if you go, so it returns boolean too, right? It is saying, but say how it works. If I go to next, it should return this false, but it is not, because it is immediately checking if it is present or not. It is using find by @find by. When it is not finding it, it is failing immediately. See, it is going to catch block. It is not coming to this place. So that was the main purpose of making you understand the difference between built-in is displayed or by. So better you can use both actually, but now it's up to you which one you use. But I'm gonna use by for now. It is by is always safer for me, but for lots of common methods you have to use element. So that is also web element. I mean @find by, that is also fine. So now okay, our first test case is done. We checked our failed message, and in the second test case we already completed this one. If it is present, then return true. If it is not present, then return false. So copy this method. Oh, okay, we are calling it already. Now we have to store it here, right? We have to store it in a boolean value. Boolean. I'm creating. Okay, I'm creating a log. So let me copy paste. Let me bring the pin. Where is the pin log? This one, and here I'm going to write verifying presence of user ID. That has been done. Now here I'm going to write user ID is visible. It has to be user ID is visible is equal to true. If is visible is equal to false, means it is a lie. It should not work. Now again, the log here, assertion, right? Assertion. If you follow the step by step, we do debug and confirm everything is working fine. We just did it, and then check assertion. Okay, adding more loggers. This one, we do soft assertion. I can create a separate line. Okay, we do soft assertion at the end of the method. So now soft assertion. Yeah, so ft soft has to be coming from common methods. Okay, dot soft assert again. Soft assert true. Again, we are checking if it is true or false. So user ID is visible. It itself is a boolean value. That means it is true or false. Then the successful message should be user ID text is visible in the screen, and false message is user ID text is not visible in the screen. No system out println anymore. Okay, all right, let's now run them together and see if they are passing. So now no debugging because I know it will work, but you can debug. You can put a breakpoint here. Okay, remove whenever you are done, remove the old breakpoints that you don't need anymore. Okay, delete them directly. Okay, so now double click on this and run as, okay, if you want to do the debug, you can do it, but I don't really need it, but you can do it. Okay, debug it. Let's debug it one time. We are here, going to next. It printed, it passed. Now let's do the failure test for this one. Okay, how are we going to do the failure test? By intentional meaning, we are going to change the X path, for example user ID 2 here. Okay, now run it. So do the assertion again, I mean debug mode, running in debug mode again. We are here clicking on a step over. I don't need to put any step into because all of these are built-in methods. It is failed perfectly fine, so we are good. Now correct it immediately, otherwise you will forget. Delete it. Now you can stop this debug. We don't need it to run it. This stop red button will always stop your debug. This red button. Okay. It is grayed out. That means it is stopped. Now finally we will run and we will check the report. Run it now. Okay, for running it, let's go. By mistake I ran the wrong file. It has to be this smaller one. EL runner. Okay, run it now. Yes, now we execute it. Now you're gonna it is completed now. Okay, it printed everything as at passed. Both of the steps has been passed. You can see here status has passed. Here also for, okay, this is for the scenario, the whole scenario. The whole scenario has been passed. Okay, now let's see the report. Go to the results folder. Now refresh it. Refresh F5. The bottom one with the time, date, you can see December 25, 18. 18 means 6 o'clock evening. Now it is 18:30. It is 19. 6:19 now. So 6:19 means, yeah, 6:18. It was 6:18, 32. Few minutes back. Opening the HTML report. Right click on it. Open with web browser. Let's see. Both of them has been passed, right? Now for the failure, did we do the failure test here? I forgot. I think no, this one, this report didn't get completed, right? So it's fine. For the failure, one step should be fail. You can change it and check it too. I'm changing it now. See, intentionally running it, and intentionally failed it. Here you can see the assertion messages, right? And then you go here, and here you refresh the results. Okay, and then this is the latest one. Open it. Open with web browser. So now you can see that one step has been failed, the assertion failure. Now let me show you this. If you expand, there is a small icon here at the bottom, right? This one. If you expand, click and pull it, you can see the full assertion report. Why it is failed? It's supposed to be pass, is supposed to be true, but what we found is false, so it should not work like that, blah blah blah. Whatever you want, you can put here, or you can compare the exact items uh, in the assertions too, to make it more visible. We expected this expected thing, and I mean you can use assets after set equal to print like instead of this to print something different. But we can debug and easily find it all the time. So yeah, we are good at that point. So let me correct it back. So yes. So but now the next thing, whenever you make a test case perfectly running, validated, created properly, the first one, you always need to rename it with the test case name. For example, tc underscore 0001 underscore past. Okay. So that way you delete all the unnecessary reports and keep the good reports only. You attach it into your Jira and different places. We are done with our first test cases. Now we will do the second test cases. We learned all the basics in the first test cases. Now we are going to do it more fast. Okay, for the second test case. Okay, now to make this feature file more beautiful, click on anywhere in this feature file. Then you will see this pretty print or Control Shift F. I mean pretty format. Control Shift F. Somehow it's not working. Then click on that. It will be beautiful. I mean it will reorganize, realigned, and it will be like that. Now we will proceed for second test case. Now let's do the second test case. So the second test case says verify password input, password underscore input is available. Now we have to find out if password input is available. Now look at the requirement. This is a very critical test case. So password underscore input. Here we see only password, not input. So again, now same case, we have to create the scenario. First of all, let's go by the test case. So open the test case, name, copy it, and at the same time see the test case ID. Okay, this is the test case, right? So Control all, copy it. So this is the ID. So I'm just copying the tag at the rate tc. I mean the same thing. Just copy this. Control C. Control. Here it should be 2. Then right below it, no space, right? Scenario, the second one. Okay. Now the test case name, space. You have to use a space here. This one, right? So you can remove the green one. We will learn it eventually for a few while. So now let's bring the steps again from the Excel sheet. So verify, okay, this one, same step, right? Verify user landed on home page, right? Exactly the same steps. So first thing is given, same thing again, then verify. Okay, this one password input field is visible, correct? Okay, now remove this, remove that, make sure it is not green, save it. Now we know that this is not implemented. This is orange, but this is not orange. So now what should you do? Why is this not orange? Because your feature file is saying that this step here is exactly present here, right? This one. So when it is already there, why you need to create another step definition and make this class heavy or loaded? That means once you have a step written anywhere, if you need the exact same step without any code change, exact same step, you can stop duplicating it again and again, and you can use the same method. That means this one here and this one here is same. We don't need to create another step definition. But this is orange color means we don't have it yet here. We have a different one. User ID is visible, not this one. For this one, we need to create a step definition. Now go to your EL runner, the runner class here, and then dry run, make it true. Okay, so it will avoid executing these steps completely because it can take 1 to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Now if you might have 10 steps, if you don't make it true, it will really execute those steps. It will launch the browser for those, go to those steps, execute those steps, do the assertion, then it will come and give you the method here. So better make it true. Now run it. Okay, don't run it, sorry. uh, Run the tag, make the tag here, change the tag here. Okay, now you can run it. Run as no debug, run. We need to at first implement the unimplemented method. This is unimplemented method. You can definitely go here and create one exactly, but for example, I'm lazy. So what should I do? It is now finished, right? It really didn't execute that step, performed assertion and everything. See, just opened it from before hook class. Browser is already opened here. You have to close it, by the way. Close the browser so when it is done, right? Or better to do it, better to tear down in the after class. Now what do you need to see? If you expand your JUnit failure trace here, if you click on this thing, or even if you don't click, you're gonna see that unimplemented method here, but you cannot copy from here. You have to click on this small computer icon beside this failure trace. Okay, it will show you in the console. Okay, now it is showing in the console, and you can copy that from here, go to your step definition and print as a new step definition. That means only the steps which is unique here, you will get method for this. Now I'm going to remove this code, and now where is the, we have to again create the verify method or action method. It will not always be verify, it can be anything, but we will get it here. Again, I'm going to create the method, public boolean verify password is visible, then clicking an enter button. Here I have to put try catch block. The error will be there, it's totally fine. Okay, try catch, control space, okay, not here, try control space catch block. And in the catch block, we know I already have it printed here, red color and all this. Okay, just paste it here, same thing, no change at all. Now in the try block, we have to write the exact code again. So first of all, we are going to store the variable. So let's, that is the wrong thing. So let's go to this page. We are going to locate this element. So I already wrote the XPath. You can click on this icon, you can find this password, copy this, and you can write the XPath. So again, same thing, /td, bracket open and close when you open any bracket, contains, open and close, go back, inside text, open and close, comma, then single quote, put the password. Okay, so here we go, copy it, then now again locate it. So now I can handle it by find by @find by, okay, XPath. So when you will use find by, it will make you wait for 40 seconds. But when you will use present, is element present, it will not let you wait for a single second. It will not waste your time. This example I'm gonna show with this, both of with our common method. Okay, so I by mistake I put this one. Okay, it will not be like that. So public web element, then here space password text. Okay, same thing I'm gonna do in by password text underscore text, sorry, text underscore by equal to by dot XPath. Here you go, sorry, here put this one. Okay, so now let's do this. So here again, now is element displayed, returning what? It is returning boolean. Definitely again we have to put it in the boolean. So password text, it will automatically took that. If not, I would have copy pasted it, stored it in boolean presence. Okay, CNC for example. Now again, I think I can copy paste this whole thing. If presence is there, okay, instead of copy paste, let's type it. It will make our hand more fast and it will give us confidence. If you type any code, it will give confidence all the time. Presence, presence. Notice the difference. Okay, if present, if it is true, then do this. If not, then do that. Return true. Okay, else return false. Same thing, I'm gonna store like before. I'm gonna do it with by to boolean. Same thing, presence is equal to is element present. Okay, so now let me tell you when you're gonna use present and when you're gonna use display. This display is will wait for 40 seconds, the implicit wait that you used in your driver class. I mean not 40 seconds. If you, I just open the driver class, here you can see 15 seconds it is waiting, right? Implicitly wait 15 seconds. It will wait for 15 seconds, then it will give you the result. Now you will see that. First of all, okay, so when you're gonna use presence, when you know that the page is already loaded, you don't want to waste any time. You will, so we used wait for page load there, right? So we don't need to wait for that page to load. It is already loaded. When URL is loaded, home page is already loaded, so we don't want to wait more. So that's why we have to avoid using this one. But see now how it waits. I'm giving a breakpoint here. It will stop here. Then when we will press a step into, I mean a step over, then you will see the change. So here you have to remove what breakpoint you don't need now. Now I have used this one, so I can remove this one. I don't need it anymore. Click on that, delete. 85, line number 85 should be here. Now debug it. Oh, okay, sorry, we didn't change the runner class values. If the dry run is true, it will not run, so it has to be false now. So first step will definitely run from the previous one. The second step will run from the one that we created. Now let's run it. It started running. Now see, okay, it stopped. Oh no, it passed. Again same mistake. We created the step definition, but we didn't call it here, right? So I mean we created a page object model, but I mean action method, but we didn't call it here. So again we have to call it here. Home page pum dot new method. Okay, right, now run it in the debug mode. Cool. Now we can see that it is stopped here. Count the time now, 7:13, and see, I will give a step over now. A step over means it will start executing, and I told you with this display it should wait 15 seconds. Clicking on a step over, see, it is already loaded. I don't need to wait for this element for 15 seconds. We need to save some time, but let's see. Step over, waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It will come here now around in few seconds. It waited more than 15 seconds actually, twice, 30 seconds, 2 times it checked. So then if presence, then it came into here, or already wasted my 15 seconds, then it will work perfectly fine, right? But and giving the results. But as an automation engineer, you have to be very efficient about time. So let's close it. Now let's start. Let's comment out this one. Control and press slash button. It will comment out that one automatically. Save it. Now let's run it. We need to put the breakpoint here. Debug, run. Let's see now what happens. Now it came here, and then we are pressing a step over. See how fast it is gonna finish, like 2 to 3 seconds or 4 seconds into it. Why? Well, how is it fast? Because we are changing that here. If you see, we are changing that implicit weight to 0 here, getting the current implicit weight, making it 0, then doing all those work. At the end, we are again changing the implicit weight to the original implicit weight. Okay, so that's the trick. We are making it 0, so we are saving some time. Now if we go next, it should work perfectly fine. Cool. So we already know how is it working here. Now going to this place. Now here in this place, not here, in the step definition, we know, I'm just closing it now, I don't need it, I don't need to run it. So it is throwing you true or false. If it is visible, it will throw true. If not, it is gonna throw false. Again, boolean is okay, password text underscore is visible should be true, right? So now again, log, I'm gonna print from there, but now as they are both similar almost, presence of this one, I'm just putting it here, presence of password, right? Password. And now then assertion, same thing, just copying it. Actually we shouldn't copy here in the assertion log, we should not copy. You see, assertion should not copy, just copy the text assertion, and here we should call it, we should type it, actually type it with me if you are following me. Soft assert dot soft assert true. Now if you compare that actual and what is the actual one, what is the expected one, then you can do a comparison from here, return the type of string and you can compare here. But I mean, return the set of string and compare here, extracting them, it's headache. So better, what I'm gonna do, assert, not assert equals, I can give soft assert true, same thing, assert true, right? And here it should be this one, pass message again. So I just wrote it, password text visible, password text not present. Okay, so then you can run and you can see that both of the test cases has been executed. So now let's see running it again perfectly, no debugging. Okay, running it to make sure that it is giving me proper result. Okay, so now I see that it has been executed, password text is visible. Now do the failure test. You can change the XPath and do a failure test. You should do it. So but now I'm just, for the sake of the time, I'm not doing it. You can change the XPath and make sure that it is failing. I know it will fail if I change the XPath, so it is created perfectly fine. So now in this situation, there will be situation running both of the test cases together. Very important. You must need to do this. For that, your both of the test cases should be independent, should be starting from the browser, will turn on, go to the URL, like that. So run both of them together. But before running them together, we are going to introduce something else. Now if you run them together, it will work. Okay, just execute them together. So how are you going to run all of them together? There are multiple ways to run them together. Now if you expand this helper class here, if you open this maven command with you, you can see there is a or tag. I mean, to tag in a string you can put or, it will run all the scenarios which has one of the tag. So if you are running one or two test cases, you can run with this. See, in the runner class, you can put first one, then or second one. It will run both of them, right? Let me show you with dry run true. I really don't want to consume time by actually running them. If they get printed, if the name get printed here in console, that means both of them are running. Okay, they are running fine. You see, verify user ID, verify home page, again verify home page, password is visible. That means both of them are running. Another way of running, for example, now if you have 100 test cases, you cannot write or. Okay, so that time you will face difficulties. So that time you can run only with this tag, only with feature tag. Whatever test cases written in the feature, you can run them. Or another trick is you can run both of, if they are part of a smoke, for example. Okay, both of them you can use same tag, smoke. If you run a smoke, all of the test cases which has a smoke will execute. Maybe there are some test cases for a smoke, some of them are for regression, but you want to run everything that is a part of a smoke, you can just run give at the rate smoke, they will run together. So now another thing you will see here is end. This is or, this is end. Lots of us by mistake does that. So when you write end, it means any test cases which has both the tag. For example, you give TC002 and a smoke, then it will run. But if you give TC001 and TC002, no test cases will run, because none of the test case has both tag. And means both, or means any of the tag. So we can use or. Okay, now I'm using running with login, running them together. Okay, just closing them first, changing the dry run to false, running them together and showing you that how they are working. Make sure all the test cases should be independent, because browser will run one time. Okay, make sure where it ends, the second one starts from there. Okay, so this one, both of them has been passed. See, for individual test cases, browsers are not opening. Browser opened with before class only one time, that has been executed before 100 test cases. If you have 100 test cases, before class will run, I mean this one will run only one time, right? So browser opened here. Make sure where your test case 1 ends, test case 2 can be started from the same place. Now it ended in the same page, and then for this one also it is verifying the same thing, and it has been started from that page. That's why it didn't fail. But if it would be login page, it was not work. I mean, if it would be after logging, it wouldn't work, because the first one, this one finished somewhere, and that one is trying to start from the same place, and it is not able to start from that place. So you have to think about it in that way. So now let's see the report when both of them runs together, what happens. Now right click and refresh them. So okay, you can rename the second pass test cases as tc2 pass, and this one is for both. Okay, sorry, this one is for both. Open with web browser and go there. You can see both of the test cases here, and you can expand both of them and see the results of them. Both of them has been passed perfectly. Good. You can rename it like the whole feature file execution with the date. Okay, but I'm not doing it. Okay, now next thing that we are learning now, we know that this step is common in these test cases, this step is common in the same these test cases. When a step is common to all of the test cases, we should not write them in like this way. They will be common for all the test cases, right? So why are we gonna write them? We have to write them in background. Background means kind of prerequisite. Okay, this one, if we write in background, and this one we don't need to write anymore. So now if you write them in background, that means it is common for both test cases. So that means so in a set we write the test cases in such a way, in a feature file we keep those test cases only where background will be same. So for both this thing we are going to this page and we are verifying these items. Now if you remember, you see in the photo we already learned that how things are running. When you are gonna start understanding this concept, logging the assignment, you will understand how the backgrounds are running. Okay, so background will run before every test case, okay, automatically, and this is common for all the test case, right, for both of them. So this will run for both of these test cases. So cool. Now let's run and see if it is working. Perfectly fine. They are running fine and smoothly. So both of the test case has been executed properly, but now you can see that how background runs. So scenario title, validate user in home page, but this is written here, not here. It has been executed one time here after before step hooks, and then it passed, and then user ID is visible, this one passed. So again for the second one, again it is running that one first and then this one. That means background is, there is no change if you put it top of both place or if you cut it and put it in the background, there is no change, no difference. So that's how you need to use background. The common step for all tests, it has to be for all test cases. If it is common for two test cases and not common for third test cases, you cannot put it in background. Remember that. And second thing, all of your test cases should be independently executed perfectly, and when you are running them together, they should be executed perfectly. Wherever it is ending, this should start from there, or it should work from there. I know it is ending just verifying the user ID field, then the next one should be starting from there. It is a must. Okay. So yeah, we are good for this one, but now we can see that when we are running in the dry run, it is kept open. So better the browser should be closed right at the end of this. So better we move the browser closing method from hooks class to here. Here you see after all we are closing the driver, then we are cleaning those things, right? So better this tear down or after all hooks, we can cut it from here, right? The temp directory and all, yeah, we can cut it from here, the whole thing. We are not going to use that after all here tear down. We're gonna put it in our runner class. Let's see if it works after class, right? So we're gonna put here Control C in the EL runner, okay? Because we know that even if we run it dry run, it will execute. It is not gonna stop you. Okay, so the tear down here, you can do that. So if browser will run, browser will stop. Otherwise, if you want more smoother way, more faster way, then remove everything. Okay, I mean you can put it back, you can turn it back to sorry, okay, keep it like that. Here I'm bringing it to after all. Okay, save it. Now moving this before class, this browser setup, okay, we are not going to use before class. For example, this driver setup we are going to do in our before all. Right after this before class, what executes, we know this before all, right? So in the before all, we are going to execute that driver dot browser setup. So in that way, you don't have to, I mean, when you are running dry run true, you don't have to mess with any of the browser stopping or closing. Now you see when we run dry run, it is still on, so we don't want that. So what you can do now, just run, see if the browser is opening or not. Now you can see it will work more fast. Browser will not open, or browser won't turn on. Oh, browser turned on because we didn't save it, I guess. Okay. Now, as we remember, we talked about it. When we are extending to this class, it is coming here, it is getting the driver, calling this method, and it is executing and launching the driver. So now, do you think really we need to extend to this class? If we move the hooks, the browser setup there, we don't need driver anymore, right? So we don't need the extension too. So now to make it more cleaner, remove that. Okay, so now you have everything aligned. Okay, so browser setup we moved in hooks class, and this after in the like the trimming is at the bottom in the previous place. Only by moving one class we can now avoid opening browser with a dry run. Now run it with the dry run true. You can see no browser is opening, nothing is causing issues. This is the old browser. So you see it is executing perfectly fine. If you write a new feature file now to print out the step, it will be more easier for you. So for example, a new step, right? I'm just showing you guys. Just now, something like that. Save it. It is new now. Now if you want to run, if you want to print it, you can just run it from the runner class, run as JUnit test. It will be like this. Now you're gonna see, you see no browser, nothing has been opened. So now you can copy this code directly from here by clicking on this small computer icon. Copy this. So no browser, nothing, no problem. The reason I didn't do it in the first place, to make you understand what's the problem when they executes and when to stop them, what to do for fixing them. That's how you're gonna work around in your work. You need to understand the flow and every single thing in your real-time job. So now we have completed this first set of test cases, and your assignments will be completing this 3 and 4 test case. Make sure you validate this expected result very properly and clearly. Then we are going to work for these test cases in the next class, and this is gonna give us a very clear idea how to work with big test cases or something like that.